Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where in the world you're joining us from. Welcome to another session of the Get Ready for Work chat series, an initiative by Mobile Web Ghana with the support of the U.S. Embassy Ghana. My name is Estella Hilda Anaman. I work at Mobile Web Ghana as the American Corner Coordinator, and I'm most delighted to be your moderator for this session. There are essential skills that employers look for in job candidates, no matter what the open position is, and having these skills can make you more marketable to recruiters. And today we're going to discuss the top 20 skills employers look for in job candidates. And I'm thrilled to introduce our facilitator for today, who is in the person of Mrs. Eidth Frimpong-Manso. She's a dynamic professional with expertise in sales, marketing, management, and customer service. She holds a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of Professional Studies and a Master of Science in Supply Chain Management from Coventry University, UK. Currently serving as the Operations and Recruitment Manager at Careers in Ghana Recruitment. Eidth has also excelled in roles at Enterprise Life and Gadaba Limited, Nespresso Ghana as well, with a commitment to adding value and a deep understanding of customer engagement. She's dedicated to contributing to the success and growth of her organizations. So before I allow our speaker to start, just some few house rules. Please, your questions are more than welcome. Please feel free to make the session more engaging by dropping your comments in the chat box, as well as if you want to speak, you can use a reaction button, that is the hands up reaction button, and then you'll be given the go ahead to do so. And we have amazing information for you at the tail end of the session, so please do well to also note that as well. So without wasting my time, please, I'll hand it over to Mrs. Eidth Manso. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Estella. Thank you for this opportunity. And I'm hoping it's going to be a successful one. Estella has given me 45 minutes, so I'll try to make it within time, hopefully. And as she rightly said, you could come in with your questions or comments at any time to make it more interactive. Yes, so as Estella mentioned, my name is Eidth Frimpong-Manso, and I'm the operations manager for Careers in Ghana. So Careers in Ghana is basically a recruitment consultancy. We offer various services. We offer recruitment, we do executive search. We are into background search as well as payroll and outsourcing. Our vision is to be the only recognizable recruitment company in Ghana, providing every service associated with recruitment. So today I have been tasked to give you a short presentation on top 20 skills that employers look for in job candidates. So in today's dynamic job market, while qualifications and experience are crucial, employers increasingly value soft skills and adaptability in candidates. So, I'll be giving you the 20 top skills employers look out for in candidates. I would go straight to the point because I have, as I said, 45 minutes. So my first point here is communication. Communication. When we talk about communication, effective communication skills are important in our modern workspace. Employers prioritize candidates who possess strong verbal and written communication abilities because these skills facilitate efficient teamwork and provide problem solving and decision-making processes. Also, it doesn't just involve our verbal communication. The capacity to listen attentively and respond thoughtfully is equally important, and it ensures that all team members feel heard and valued, and it leads to a more cohesive work environment. So let me give you this instance. A project manager who can clearly outline project goals and tasks to his team, while also actively listening and addressing team members, obviously is likely to lead a successful project with high levels of team satisfaction. So that is also the importance of clearly what's listening, and also what's, aside the verbal communication, also listening to your team members. Then you should know that effective communication extends beyond our internal interactions within organization. It also includes the external communications with our clients, our suppliers, and our stakeholders. So we are looking for professionals who can negotiate, persuade, and maintain a positive relations with external parties. And this brings added value to your role. For example, let's take a sales rep who communicates products benefits effectively to customers, then listens to their needs and responds appropriately, will not only increase sales, but will also build a lasting customer relationship with their clients. And not forgetting our current digital age. Communication skills also include our digital literacy, such as be able to communicate effectively via email. You should be able to send an email to a client or a customer, and it will be easily understood. How we communicate on our social media and other digital platforms. As we know, remote work has become more widespread, and the ability to maintain a clear and effective communication in this vital environment is critical. So basically, what employers try to look out for is somebody, be it a manager or an officer, it's somebody who can communicate effectively. And this is something they pick out from how you are even able to communicate when questions are asked during interviews. Some interviews include case studies, or even some also give aptitude tests. So even how you are able to, during your written communication, during your aptitude tests, employers pick all that from that. And sometimes even when you go for interviews, the common pleasantries we give, you go your good morning, good afternoon, the pleasantries you give, they're able to pick it out from that. So overall, communication skills are integral to the workspace success. It enhances teamwork, client relations, and operation efficiency. And that is an important skill the employer seeks. And we should also take note that talking too much is not effective communication. I had a candidate, who actually went for an interview. He had all the skills and experiences they wanted, but he actually didn't get the role because the panel felt he was just talking too much. So you should just take note that talking too much is not effective communication. Just go straight to the point, and you'll be the key candidate for the employer. Okay, so I'll go to my second point. And as I said, you can easily come in and ask me a question if you have. So my second point is problem-solving abilities. So another skill the employer looks out for is problem-solving abilities. These are highly valued by employers as they see candidates capable of going through complex challenges with innovative and efficient solutions. So this skill involves critical thinking, it involves creativity, and the ability to analyze issues and implement effective strategies. Problem solvers are essential across all organizational levels. You should take note of that. They are essential across all organizational levels, demonstrating a capacity to quickly address issues, learn from experiences, and adapt to new situations. And employers appreciate candidates who can work collaboratively, value diverse perspectives, and turn challenges into opportunities for growth. So showcasing examples of successful problem solving in your past roles is very significant. It can enhance a candidate's attractiveness to a potential employer. You highlight your resilience, your ingenuity, that's your cleverness and creativity, and proactive approach to overcoming obstacles. So you have to let you have to understand that candidates should have answers readily available with a scenario when you are asked to demonstrate a problem-solving abilities. This is actually one question that most employers ask. When you go for any interview, they will ask you, can you demonstrate a problem-solving ability you once did during your past roles? And through that, they're able to tell whether you actually possess this skill. So as I'm advising that before you go for any interview or before you have any interaction or meeting with any employer, make sure that you have a scenario in mind before you meet your employer. Then we'll look at adaptability. Adaptability is a crucial skill also in our modern workspace, and it's highly valued by employers. It refers to an employer's ability to quickly adjust to new situations, to be able to embrace learning opportunities and thrive in dynamic environments. This skill is essential for navigating the rapid changes in technology, market conditions, and organizational structures that characterize today's business world. So an adaptable employee can seamlessly transition to using new technologies to be able to pivot strategies in response to market shifts, then also view organizational changes as opportunities for growth. Let's go back to our COVID-19 days, where we all had to go home. Most companies adapted their working from home scenario where, so let's take sales reps, for example. Most sales reps previously had to go from door to door, office to sell. So there was more of this face-to-face interaction. But during the COVID-19 era, we all had to stay home. And how were the sales reps adapting to this situation? That is when the online sales started, sending emails to clients and customers, calling them, trying to close deals online and all that. So that is how most of our sales reps were able to adapt to the change. So you should be able to adapt to situations, new situations at any time. And that is also one skill that the employer will be looking out for, somebody who can easily adapt to any situation. I don't know if I have any question. If not, I'll move on to the next skill.
There's no question yet, so we can just
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Estella. So we'll move to teamwork. So employers value candidates who can effectively contribute to a team by sharing their expertise. You should be able to support your colleagues. You should be able to embrace diverse perspectives, sorry. Effective team players communicate clearly, they listen attentively, and they leverage each member's strength to enhance project outcomes. If you're a team player, you are not selfish. So for example, you may be asked this during an interview. They'll say, consider, let's say, a software development team working on a tight deadline for a new application where the team notices that you're a team member, you notice that a colleague is struggling with a complex, let's say, coding issue, and it's actually going to threaten to delay the project. So if you are asked this question during an interview, from your answer, the employer will be able to determine if you are a good team player. So basically, a collaborative effort ensures the projects will stay on track and that the team's morale will also remain high due to a supportive culture fostered by the teamwork. And this is what an employer will seek in a candidate, definitely. And if we also take notes, I don't know the graduates here, those who have been for interviews, you always go like, I'm hardworking, I'm this, I'm that. I'm a team player and all that. It's not just about saying I'm a team player. We need to be able to identify this skill in you from some questions we ask. So from the way you answer the question, you're able to tell that you possess the skill of teamwork in you. Then we look at leadership. Leadership skills are highly prized by employers across various industries. You should note that when we are talking about leadership, we are not talking about leadership for only management positions, no, but it's also for roles at all levels within an organization. So candidates who exhibit leadership potential should show a natural tendency for taking initiative, guiding projects with confidence and clarity, and also motivating those around them toward achieving a common goal. These qualities reflect an individual's ability to assume responsibility, make strategic decisions, and foster a positive and productive team environment. Therefore, if you're able to demonstrate leadership abilities, regardless of your role, it signals to the employer that you are capable of contributing meaningfully to the team and the broader organizational objectives. And this is a plus for you. Leadership skills. If you possess that skill, you are definitely a pick for the employer. Then we look at our next skill you should possess, creativity. This is actually one skill I personally try to identify in a candidate whenever I have interviews. So creativity, it fuels innovation and progress within any business sector. Employers value candidates who can think outside the box. I should be able to ask you a question and you should be able to think outside the box. Candidates who can generate novel ideas and tackle problems from unique angles. You should be able to wow the employer with some of your answers. This capability is essential for driving growth, overcoming challenges, and distinguishing a company in competitive markets. So let me give you this example. So a friend of mine, she's called Maya. She's a product developer, and she once noticed that the user engagement within her company's app, they had this this application, and she realized that the user engagement was declining. So instead of merely tweaking the existing features of the app, she proposed integrating a game element. The game element rewarded users for their daily engagement. So the more you use the app, like using the game elements in the app, you'll be rewarded for using it daily. And this approach did not only revitalize interest in the app, but it also significantly increased user retention. So Maya's creative thinking and willingness to experience led to a breakthrough that benefited the company in the long term. And this example is underscores how creativity can lead to innovative solutions that address complex issues and to contribute to the company's success. And obviously, it's a skill an employer would want his employee to possess. So we move on to time management. Time management is valued in any professional setting as it enables individuals to prioritize their tasks, meet deadlines, and most importantly, utilize your work hours effectively. We need employees who are able to utilize their work hours effectively. So employers look out for candidates who demonstrate an ability to organize their workload, allocate their time wisely across projects, and also adapt to changing priorities without compromising on the quality of their output. You should also know that employers observe candidates who show up early. Let's say you have an interview at 9 a.m. Some people just decide that, okay, it's at 9, I'll get there at 9, or I get there at 9:10. It's always advisable to get there either 30 minutes or 30 minutes before time. Or even if you can get there 45 minutes before time. We actually observe all that. We try to observe which candidate shows up early. Always be on time to every event, and it's very important. So demonstrating strong time management skills can signal to employers that you are reliable and organized. The time management skill is very important, and it's a skill if everyone needs to possess. Then let's look at attention to detail. It's also a valued attribute that distinguishes exceptional candidates in the work environment. So personally, I would prize an individual who is careful, an individual who is thorough, and who is dedicated to excellence, and understanding that careful consideration of the little things often results in superior work quality, and it reduces errors. No employer wants an employee who is always creating errors. It actually causes a lot of financial burden to the company. So we are looking at somebody who pays attention to details. And this skill is critical in roles where precision is vital, from data analysis to product design, and also roles where employees deal with high-tech equipment. Not forgetting employees who handle funds. So our accountants here, I'm sure we have some accountants here, and I think you should be able to attest to this. Do we have any accountants here and attest to the paying attention to details? Your plus 0 minus 0. When you add 1 0, then the amount becomes outrageous. Minus 0 2, you might lose something. And it's a skill you need to possess. And your employer would be looking out for that. Do we have any accountants here who can attest to my attention to detail? If not, I would continue. Okay, so we'll move to the next point, which is tech proficiency. This is also one very important skill you should possess. So in today's rapidly developing digital landscape, tech proficiency has become non-negotiable. It's a non-negotiable skill for job candidates across virtually all industries. So our employers value candidates who are not only comfortable using a wide range of software, but are also adaptable, quickly learning and integrating new technologies into their workflow. You must be able to learn how to use basic tech softwares, which will make your job easy and faster. So almost every area now has a software or the other to enhance your job. For example, I know we have HR softwares, we have our CRMs, now we have accounting softwares, and so on. I don't know which other softwares we have. Can anyone help me with any other software? We have other softwares. I know we have procurement softwares, admin softwares. Estella, what software do you use to make your work easy?
Okay, yeah, I think formerly we're using Asana for project management. Yes, and then we also use Canva for designs because it helps us with teamwork.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So,
I think
yeah,
I
well,
think depending on the industry and on the software, some people also prefer um, building or developing a custom software for their activities. So it's all about your industry and how you want to, do your things. So there are a lot of software out there. Just that
same now.
uh, almost all of them are similar, depending on the tax. So you need to know at least one or two. So when you are introduced to a new one, you wouldn't be
Exactly. It's you didn't exactly. And even sometimes even if you are home, you don't have a job yet, you should actually master some of these softwares which are in your field. You get it. Normally, when you go for interviews, they ask you what's let's say what accounting software do you know? That's when you have people say, I know the common one most of them says I can use QuickBooks. Then as Estella said to the digital marketers will go like, oh, I can use Canva and all that. So if you're able to identify that, okay, you have this, you possess this skill and you can easily learn, as you rightly said, it's an added advantage for you. And that is what you need to possess to win the employer's um, yes, heart, basically. Then we have emotional intelligence. It plays a pivotal role in our work environment where managing emotions, understanding others, and maintaining positive interpersonal relationships are key to both individual and organizational success. So, um, as employers, we value candidates who possess this emotional intelligence because it involves empathy, self-awareness, and the ability to handle interpersonal dynamics skillfully. So these traits enable individuals to create a create a supportive work environment, which leads you should be able to lead with compassion and resolve conflicts effectively. The ability to understand and manage one's emotions and accurately read, should be able to read and respond to the emotions of others. It can significantly enhance communication and collaboration. For example, as a boss or a leader, you should be able to tell if your subordinate, there's something wrong, your subordinate comes to work today and you realize that he or she is not himself. You should be able to easily identify that there's something wrong with your subordinate, your employee. And uh, if you approach the person and find out if the person needs a day off or something, or even as a colleague, should be able to tell that my fellow colleague is not himself. Maybe the person just needs somebody to talk to, but the person also needs you to maybe chip something to your boss to let your boss know that, okay, this colleague of ours needs a day off or something. Yes. So emotional intelligence is very important in our workplace. It's not all about work. We have emotions and we should be able to identify if your colleague needs it. So I should also be able to identify in a candidate that you possess that skill. This fosters a culture of respect and inclusiveness, where each team member feels valued and heard. So we'll look at resilience. I would like to, I don't know if there's anyone here. How do you normally handle setbacks? Anyone here who can assist with that? I want to know how you normally handle setbacks. If anywhere in your workplace, at home, how do you handle setbacks? Have anyone to assist us with handling of setbacks?
Okay, maybe I can go first before joining. So I think with setbacks, I love to probably sit down again and then go through it and see if there's any other way I can get to solve the problem. So like there is no like impossibility in our company. We always have to find a way to get the work done in the right way, yes. And so it's that way of saying, okay, is there any other way I can get this thing done? Even though sometimes when you get that hit, it kind of, kind of stabilizes you in that sense. But then you have to just sit back again and then get through your mind and see, is there any other solution I can render in this particular problem? So I think for me, it's about just taking an introspective thinking about that particular problem and seeing any other solutions I can render in that situation. Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody else. Okay, I
I
see
think, yeah.
Emmanuel Abuku. Yes, he's saying that reassess situation if I need to reach out to someone or check online for help will do so.
Online
Thank you
help,
so
yeah,
much.
we use it. So thank you, Mano. We use a lot of that online help. Thank you. Okay,
Yes, I think
so yes, please.
I think on my side, I mean, any when I'm stuck or something like that, I don't allow it to enter into my next to-do list. I try to have a positive energy when I'm with my to-do list. And then I don't really get emotional. I don't get discouraged. I just feel like for now it's not meant to work, but there is a solution. The fact that somebody has done it and the person is a human, I will also do it. So I devote some time for that, and surely I will get it done.
Sure, sure. Okay. Thank you very much. So let's consider the story of my IT manager at home. So he led a critical system upgrade. And he kept encountering unexpected technical issues that kept delaying the project, and it increased some tensions within his team. So, Tom, what I read, he remained composed and focused. Then he systematically addressed each problem. He said he also encouraged his team to view these challenges as learning opportunities. Then he adjusted the project timeline to accommodate the setbacks. So his resilience and his positive attitude did not only ensure the successful completion of the upgrade, but it also strengthened his team's cohesion and problem-solving skills. So Tom's ability to maintain a positive outlook, just as you said, you should be able to be positive. So his ability to maintain a positive outlook shows the role that resilience can play in achieving professional success and fostering a resilient team. And this will also be a skill the employer will be looking out for: resilience. How you're able to handle all that, how you're able to compose yourself. It's also a very important skill you should possess. Thank you for the contributions. So we have our customer service skills. This is something that we all know. Customer service skills, they are universally valued across industries. As they directly impact customer satisfaction and loyalty. It is a crucial driver of business success. Employees seek candidates who can demonstrate empathy and patience. You actually need to be patient to be able to possess this skill. Recognizing that these skills contribute to positive customer experiences, even for roles that are not directly related to customer service. Some employees feel that, okay, I'm not a customer service rep, so I don't need to do that. I'll give you an example of one accountant I used to know. He handled most of our clients' accounts. So we had some of the clients who needed to interact with him or work with him. And he was always straightforward with them. Sorry, I don't know. I don't think accountants are like that. Well, I don't know. Accountants, they just do their figures and their own, but he needed to possess the customer service skill as well. So he was always direct with the client, sometimes the clients actually felt he was rude. You get it? But he felt he didn't need to be friendly with you to work. But as long as you are an employee of a company, you need to possess that customer service skill. You don't need to be directly related to customer service to possess this skill. Because you might end up losing a client or a customer because of your attitude towards them. You need to possess this skill. It's actually one skill everybody needs to possess. It's not an optional skill you need to possess. It's actually a skill which is compulsory. You need to possess the skill to be able to work in any company. And that's what the employer is also going to look out for. Then analytical skills, they are in high demand across various sectors as employers value candidates who can sort through data, candidates who can discern patterns and extract actionable insights to guide strategic decisions. You should be somebody who can tackle complex problems systematically, enhancing efficient competitiveness. So this is also an important skill the employer is looking for, your analytical skills, how smart you are, how you are able to tackle complex situations. And that is also something the employer is looking out for. So if you are able to possess this skill, it's a plus for you. Then this is also one important skill I personally want every employer to possess. Employees or candidates to possess: sales and marketing. It's highly prized as they directly contribute to the company's revenue generation and growth initiatives. We are mostly into business for our revenue generation, and it's this one skill that contributes to it. So these skills embrace a deep understanding of marketing dynamics, customer behavior, and effective communication strategies to promote products and services. You don't need only the sales and marketing reps to possess these skills. No. As long as you're an employee, you should know how to promote your company's products or service. This is a skill every employee should possess, and it's a skill the employer would definitely look out for. So before you go for any interview or any meeting with an employer, make sure that you have researched enough about the company. It's very important. You need to research enough about the company. You need to know what the company is into, their products and their services. You don't need to fumble about details of the company when asked. This is a no-no. Fumbling about details of the company is a no-no. So kindly take notes. This is a skill each and every one of us should possess. Then let's go to financial literacy. I'll try to make it within time. So financial literacy, it's increasingly becoming a critical skill across various job roles, not those directly related to finance or accounting. No, employers are on the lookout for candidates who possess a solid understanding of basic financial concepts and principles. For instance, a project manager with strong financial literacy can more effectively allocate product resources. He will be able to control costs and ensure that projects deliver maximum value within budget constraints. So this skill set enables the project manager to contribute to the organization's broader financial objectives. And this demonstrates the strategic importance of financial literacy beyond traditional finance roles. Ideally, we should all possess the skill of financial knowledge to attract the employer to employ you. Then I move to the next point, which is strategic thinking. Employers are looking out for people who can solve complex issues, and that is where strategic thinking comes in. So strategic thinkers are experts at analyzing complex situations. They are good in identifying patterns and proposing solutions that align with the company's goals and values. They bring a visionary perspective that can lead to innovative approaches to problem solving and business development, making them invaluable assets to any team. So basically, every employer is looking for a strategic thinker. Yeah, personally, I look for strategic thinkers because we might find ourselves in some deep situation, and we need a strategic thinker who will be able to handle it. So every employer is looking out for a strategic thinker to employ, and able to handle and analyze complex situations that pop up at any time. Then this is also one important skill, cultural competence. As an employee, you should be able to work effectively with your colleagues, your clients, and partners from a wide range of cultural backgrounds, and also demonstrate a deep respect for differences in perspectives, traditions, and ways of communicating. Such candidates contribute significantly to creating an inclusive work environment where everyone feels valued and included. So when we talk about cultural competence, it involves more than just awareness of our cultural differences. Yes, it actually requires the ability to adapt to communication skills, understand diverse viewpoints, and navigate cultural distinctions effectively. I have an example. I have one candidate. He was actually a very good candidate who actually made it to the finalists to meet the clients. He actually went for the interview, and the feedback was that he was not culturally fit. So we realized that he had experiences working with a lot of multinationals. But we realized that most of the multinationals he worked with were American companies. And this new company was an European company. And I don't know how the interview went, but from the interview, they were able to identify that you will not be able to fit in culturally. So ideally, you should be able to fit in culturally. You should be able to possess the skill of cultural competence. You shouldn't be able to stick to just one side. Even if you have an experience in one side, you should be able to learn more about others so that you're able to blend in easily. Yes, so cultural competence is actually very important in the workspace lately, and it's a skill I would advise you to possess. Then we have your networking abilities. It's valued by employers as they signify a candidate's proactive approach towards building relationships, connecting with industry peers and opening doors. So I'll give you an example of Jordan. He's a marketing specialist in one of these growing tech firms. What he does he regularly attends conferences. There's no conference he would hear of and he is not there. He's always attending conferences. He's always participating in professional online forums. I'm sure if he hears of this one, you will see him here. He's always there. So because of this, he's able to build links for his portfolio and also use it for his benefits as well as the benefits of his company. And this is what every employer is looking out for, somebody who can create connections for yourself. You should be able to create connections for yourself and also create connections for the company. That is what me I'm looking out for. Candidates who can bring me more clients. Somebody I know that this guy there, he's very good. He can bring in more clients, more connections. Yes. So your networking abilities is one skill you should be able to possess. Then let's look at your language proficiency. We are looking out for candidates who can bridge the communication gaps and connect with diverse markets more effectively. So fluency in languages relevant to an organization's operations is a plus. This skill enhances an organization's ability to expand its reach, to be able to negotiate deals, provide customer service in multiple languages, thereby increasing its competitive edge. Candidates with multilingual capabilities, yes, can effectively translate documents, can interpret during meetings, and tailor marketing strategies to resonate with local cultures, making them an invaluable asset. I have one lady in my office now. That's what she does for us. Because we deal with most of our clients are foreign. We deal with a lot of multinationals. So her job is actually to bridge the gap of communication for us. So let's do our best to learn languages. We have online apps now where we use to, where you can go. I think there's one called Duolingo. You can go and learn your French and your Spanish over there. I remember when I finished, was it GSS some years back? Remember, my dad advised me to visit Alliance and go and learn a language. Now I was reluctant. I kept dragging my feet and all that, and I had to go to school. So I never went to learn this language, and now I need it. Now I'm here using Google Translator to translate some languages and other apps, while I could have been a pro in some of these other languages by now. So yes, language proficiency is very important. It's actually to our own benefit. Then in today's rapidly evolving business environment, a continuous learning mindset is not just beneficial, no, it's actually essential for both the individual, it's essential for both individual career progression and organizational success. Employers value candidates who show a proactive approach to learning, as it demonstrates your commitment to personal and professional development. What attracts the employer is the eagerness to acquire these new skills, pursue further education, and stay abreast with the latest industry trends. That one is very important. It's one question I always ask: how do you stay abreast with the current industry trends? You definitely have me asking you that question. And it ensures that you can adapt to new challenges and contribute to innovative solutions. So I would entreat everyone to have a continuous learning mindset. Go and improve on yourself. Very important. It's to your advantage. Yes. So before I conclude, Estella gave me 45 minutes. I hope I made it within time.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and sorry if I was rushing, but yeah, so before I conclude, I always advise candidates, people, I have some coaching sessions with candidates, and I advise them that before you go for any interview, be it a face-to-face interview, a virtual interview, one thing you need, there are two things actually I always advise: confidence. I always tell people that when you go for an interview and sometimes you are a little clueless, just your confidence can push you further. They realize that you are confident about it. When you are shaky, you are family, they realize that you are a little tense. It actually affects you. So your confidence. And the way you dress is actually very important to me, especially when I have a lot of virtual interviews, and I can get so upset when candidates come online because they feel, oh, it's a virtual interview, it's online, so I can dress anyhow. No, just take a virtual interview like you are meeting the employer face to face. If it's your suit and tie, it doesn't matter if it's a virtual interview, your suit and tie, your tie, sorry. If you need to dress corporately, you need to, you actually need to dress corporately. It's very, very important. It's actually a plus when you go for the interview looking smart. Even your appearance can even attract me to employ you. Yes. So to conclude my talk for today, you should know that mastering these vital skills can significantly enhance your employability, and it can help you stand out to potential employers.
Hey,
Um, Here there's
thank
a
you so
question.
much.
So,
Yes, I see
yes.
someone's hands up. We have like I think few minutes before we can wrap up.
Okay, so I
That's
advise you to. Okay, so let's see. What's the question?
let's take Irene's question and then we can just move on. So Irene, please you can unmute yourself and speak. Hi Irene.
Yeah, please, I didn't get the explanation for the analytic thinking and the strategic thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Irene. Eidth, over to you.
Okay. So Irene, when we talk about strategic thinkers, as I mentioned, they are people, they are experts who can analyze complex situations. So how should I put it? You should be able to analyze complex situations. You should be able to identify patterns. You should be able to propose solutions that align with the company's goals. Um, how, how do I even do this? We are looking for somebody who has a visionary perspective. You must have that foresight and you should be able to lead innovative approaches to problem solving situations. There are normally some complex issues that come up at work that having just a normal mindset about it will not resolve the issue. You should be able to think extremely out of the box, somebody who analyzes situations further. There are people who are actually experts in it. They are strategic thinkers. There are people who actually are able to analyze complex situations and find solutions to it. I don't know if that is helpful. And it's not so different from an analytical thinker. They are quite similar, but the strategic thinker thinks strategically. It has to be strategic, systematic. Then the analytical thinker, analytical thinker is one who is able to swift through data. There are people who can easily swift through data and be able to analyze things easily. So let's say that's why we have auditors. Auditors are able to sweep through data. You'll be wondering, as an accountant, maybe the accountant will just go through and make sure that everything is all right and all that. But an auditor can easily just look at it and tell that, no, there's a problem with this or that. And that is analytical thinking. You should have that analytical skills, be able to sweep through data easily and discern patterns, be able to tackle this kind of complex situations. I don't know if I've been helpful to you, Irene. It's quite
Hi,
similar,
Irene.
but
Thank you so much, Eidth. Irene, please, I hope you caught that. I hope you had a clear understanding. If you didn't, maybe you can just probably point out to her exactly what you need clarification. Oh, she says a thumbs up, so she's good. Good. Thank you. Yes, please, any other question? We can take one last question and then we will just wrap up. And just
Hello,
drop them in the chat box. Yes.
am I
Ah,
loud,
yes, you can
please?
go on. Yes, please, you're allowed to
Oh,
speak.
sorry, I didn't show up my hand. I'm Emmanuel. I'm actually, I vividly know the facilitator, and I must say she's done a human's job this morning. She's really taken us through the nitty-gritties of these employers, what employers really look out for. But my bit is on the customer service skills, which I will plead with all of us to really dive into it more and then ensure that we have a bit of it in our daily discharge of work, because it's very key. It's one area which is very, 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 very sensitive that every other employer will look up to. And when we get to know this, like where I sit for my line of work, someone your boss can tax you up to ensure to check why this customer is complaining of data loss or something. So you don't just go to the customer and go that I've been asked to check on why you keep saying we've stolen your data. So you have to own that particular call or that particular duty that has been taxed to you. In that you make the customer aware, you first empathize. That is very key. And then you come in with your opener. And that is one good thing to know. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so much.
Emmanuel. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Customer
I don't
service
know
is
if
actually
you would want to say
broad.
anything to that.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
very broad, very broad. And as I said, empathy is very important and patience. Yes, and as I said, it's related to everyone. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Really grateful.
Yes. I think maybe the last one, I'm taking the last one, then we will just wrap up. So this is from Emmanuel Abufu. He's asking, regard tech tools there are some, what are some generic ones that should work on every CV? Microsoft Office, no DOS. Yeah, I'm just quoting what he said. Yeah.
Now, as I think we'll go back to when I talked about the tech proficiency, yes. So now I don't even ask questions on what, if you even tell me that you know Microsoft Word, or you tell me I know Microsoft, I know Excel. But if you commit yourself by telling me you know Excel, because Excel is actually very, very, very broad. And I ask you percentage wise, tell me how well you know Excel, and you tell me like 70%, then you are doomed, because I would ask you all the complex Excel questions that are, are analytic people use, actuaries, and all those people use. Yes. But as you're asking, yes, I hardly even asked about this Microsoft anyway. You must tell me, depending on the let's say the area which I'm interviewing for. If it's an HR role, I'll definitely ask you about HR softwares. There are several HR software. I'll ask you, what HR software do you know? I know people use Zoho. I know the other softwares. Then, as Estella was saying, if it's a digital role, I'll ask you, what SEOs do you know? You get it. So must at least Canva is something everybody uses. There are other softwares people use. If it's related to, let's say, accounting, now I think people are still using QuickBooks. People are using, I think even Zoho too has softwares they use. Yes. So now you actually have to go online and look for the softwares that's actually related to your department. Now, yes, we are gone beyond the Microsoft Office and all that. We don't even look at that anymore. We are interested in how best you know how to use the softwares, because these are the softwares that are enhancing our jobs lately. I hope I answered your question.
Hi, Emmanuel. I hope that question was covered.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I saw Bena's hand up.
Yeah, so
Bena, do you have a
yes.
question?
Yes, I just wanted to also add to what she has said about some of the tech tools that you need to know. The Microsoft stuff is too much. Yes. Honestly, you will say the Microsoft stuff is too much, or I mean, it's every day, but it goes beyond just writing on or in your CV that I can use Microsoft, blah blah blah, and all that. When you pay a critical look at some of the tools or some of the even custom platforms that company use, there is some form of session that requires those analytical and understanding of Microsoft related features. For example, you might not even be working with Microsoft Excel or whatever, but you need a project, you are working on a project management tool or even a communication tool that requires data entry, requires some special way of doing things. So you have to know how to work with files. You can be using some data that requires different format of downloading or uploading or sharing, or I mean communicating certain documents. So you have to at least know the basics. I mean, which is Microsoft fine and the suite itself fine, but not just Microsoft. You have to know how to navigate your way through even Google Docs, cloud storage. Some uses Dropbox, OneBox, all those tools. Depending on the industry and the role you are working. I mean, the area you are working in. So like, I mean, you can't do away with the Microsoft stuff. Almost all the applications have some features that you find them in Microsoft. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard. So Eidth, any last words for our participants before we wrap up?
Yeah, so as I said, I would advise all participants here to invest in themselves. Yes, so yes, you can contact if you need any recruitment, you have any recruitment needs, or you need any coaching sessions on this, you can contact me by employers@careersingghana.com, or you can call my lady on 0500-865-676. Yes, I'm ever willing to assist. And thank you, Estella and Bernard, for this opportunity. Very grateful.